If you ask a civilian what the heaviest piece of gear in the United States military is, they'll probably tell you it's a fully loaded rucksack, or maybe the armor plates we wear on our chests. They're wrong. The heaviest thing an American soldier will ever carry weighs exactly 0 pounds. It's a beautifully folded 13-fold American flag, and the weight of it can crush a man's soul. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we aren't talking about the firefights, the medals, or the glory. We're talking about the aftermath. We're talking about the longest journey a soldier can ever take. Captain Thomas "Mac" Macintyre and First Sergeant Billy Russo weren't just brothers in arms. They were brothers, period. They grew up on the same dirt roads in Texas, played high school football on the same field, and signed their enlistment papers at the exact same recruiter's desk. They swore an oath to defend their country, but silently, they swore a different oath to each other. I go, you go, we both come back. But war doesn't care about your promises. Fast forward 12 years. They are in the mountains of Kunar Province, Afghanistan, a place where the terrain is just as deadly as the enemy. It was supposed to be a routine key leader engagement in a local village. But the second they stepped out of their armored MATVs, the valley exploded. It was a complex ambush. Machine gun fire poured down from the ridgeline like rain. Mac was pinned down behind a crumbling stone wall, trying to call in close air support. Danger close. I need birds on station right now, he screamed into the radio. But the enemy was flanking them. If somebody didn't lay down covering fire, the entire squad was going to be wiped out. Billy didn't wait for an order. He never did. He looked over at Mac, gave him that same cocky, crooked smile he had since they were teenagers, and he stood up. Billy laid down a wall of suppressive fire with his saw, drawing every single enemy weapon toward himself. He bought the squad exactly 45 seconds to fall back to a safe position. 45 seconds of pure, selfless heroism. But when the dust settled and the Apache helicopters finally cleared the ridge, the radio was silent. Billy was gone. He gave his tomorrow so his squad could have a today. When a U.S. service member is killed in action, their journey home ends at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. It's a sacred place, and Mac made a request that no commander could deny. He requested to be Billy's official escort officer. He was going to bring his brother home. Mac stood on the cold tarmac at Dover in his perfectly pressed army dress blues. The white gloves on his hands felt like lead. As the cargo door of the C-17 Globemaster slowly opened, the silence was deafening. There were no cameras, no crowds, just a line of solemn soldiers saluting a flag-draped transfer case. When Mac stepped onto a commercial flight to take Billy on the final leg of the journey back to Texas, something happened that changes a man forever. The airline pilot came over the intercom. His voice was thick with emotion. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the profound honor today of transporting a fallen American hero, First Sergeant William Russo, and escorting him is his childhood best friend. As Mac walked down the aisle to his seat, every single person on that plane stood up. Businessmen, mothers, teenagers, in total, absolute silence. Some had hands over their hearts. Some were openly weeping. In a divided world, for that one moment, every single soul on that aircraft was united in pure respect for a man they never even knew. because they knew he died for them. But the hardest part wasn't the flight. The hardest part was the driveway. When the car finally pulled up to Billy's house in Texas, the front door was already open. Standing on the porch was Billy's wife, Sarah, holding the hand of their 5-year-old son, Leo. You see, when a military car pulls up to your house and 2 men in dress blues step out, you already know. You don't need them to say the words. Sarah collapsed onto her knees, letting out a cry that shattered the quiet suburban morning. It is a sound that will echo in Mac's nightmares for the rest of his life. Mac walked up those steps. His chest was tight, his vision blurred with tears he refused to let fall. He knelt down into the grass, right in front of 5-year-old Leo. The boy was wearing his dad's oversized camouflage patrol cap. Mac slowly took off his white glove. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a pair of silver dog tags, still stained with the dust of the Afghan valley. He placed them gently around the little boy's neck. "Your daddy," Mac whispered, his voice finally breaking, "your daddy was the bravest man I ever knew, and he told me to tell you that he is never, ever going to leave your side." The little boy wiped a tear from Mac's cheek, entirely unaware that he was now a Gold Star son, a title no child should ever have to bear. There are thousands of families across America who stare at an empty chair at the dinner table. Families who paid the absolute highest price for the freedoms we take for granted every single day. We owe them our lives. We owe them our gratitude. And we owe it to them to never, ever forget their names. If this story touched your heart, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Share this video so Billy's memory and the memory of every fallen hero lives on. Drop a "ah" or an "until Valhalla" in the comments below. Take care of each other. Semper Fi, Army strong, and God bless the USA.